Hello, let us discuss about uh, the foundations of the project management. Let us try to understand what is a project. Every project has a start and a finish. Every project has a start and finish. Uh, every project is performed by people, and projects are temporary in nature. That means at the end of the project, the team is dismantled. So every project has a start and finish. Projects are performed by people, and projects are temporary in nature because at the end of the project, the team is not required. So the team is dismantled. And there is something called progressive elaboration. Progressive elaboration. That means when we start a project, we have very less information about the project. And as we get into the project more and more, we gain more and more insight about the project. This is very true. So when in the pre-sale stage, all we operate is from a statement of work and which gets expanded into a detailed requirement specification after bagging the order. And then we get into the detailed design stuff. And then the construction is done, then the testing is done. So as we get into the project more and more, we gain more and more insight about the project, and we call it as the progressive elaboration nature of the project. And every project delivers unique products or services as an output. Every project delivers unique products or services as an output. A classical example, maybe designing a car is a project, whereas manufacturing that car shift after shift becomes an operation because the output is standard. Whereas while designing the product, designing the car, the output is unique, so that becomes a project. Or it can be even designing a service. Let's say if I'm designing a course to be delivered online, that becomes a service. So output is that unique service. So then that is a project. So these are the main characteristics of a project. Every project has a start and finish date, and projects are performed by people, and projects are temporary in nature, and then projects are progressively elaborated. That means when I start a project, I have very less information about the project, and as I get into the project more and more, I gain more insight about the project. And projects deliver unique products or services, and then projects are constrained by the triple constraints of time, cost, and scope. So we say that a project is successful if it is completed within the agreed upon time, within the agreed upon cost, and then met the scope. So these are the characteristics of projects. Then let us try to understand what are operations. So here we said designing a car is a project. Now manufacturing a car shift after shift, that becomes an operation. So operations, one key thing is it is ongoing in nature. Operations are ongoing in nature, shift after shift, and it produces standard outputs. Standard outputs. Operations delivers standard outputs. So designing a car is a project, whereas manufacturing the car it becomes an operation. And project management, classically it applies to projects. There is some elements of project management may be applicable for operations as well, but our sphere of study is linked to, is connected to projects. So At the end of this video, if you are able to differentiate between what is a project and what is an operation, then the purpose of this video is met. So I'll summarize once again. We saw what are the characteristics of a project and what are the characteristics of operations. In projects do have a start date and finish date, whereas operations are ongoing in nature. Projects and operations both are performed by, so here also people factor comes in. So similarities are also there. So projects and operations are performed by people. Projects are temporary in nature, whereas operations are ongoing in nature. And there is something called progressive elaboration in projects. That means when we start a project, we have very less information, and the project gets progressively elaborated, giving us more and more details. And projects delivers unique products or services as an output, whereas operations delivers standard outputs. And projects and operations both are constrained by the limited resources, the constraints of time, cost and scope. So that is a common constraint. So the unique differences between projects and operations are this temporary nature. Projects have start and finish, progressive elaboration, unique products or services, whereas operations, it is standard output, ongoing in nature. So these are the key similarities and differences. Designing a car is a project. Manufacturing that car shift after shift becomes an operation. Now scroll down and go through the text given under the description section, and after that, at the end of the text, there will be a link which is a small assessment where you are asked one question, and then you have to just answer it, which will ensure that you have gone through this. And if you have any doubts, please enter it as comments at the end of this video, below the video. And if you want a Google Hangout schedule to discuss these things, please send me an email. My email ID is also provided at the bottom of the text, which is below this video. Thank you very much.